Hello. Good morning. Just had to pop on here. I was just literally driving my two boys to their camps, and I listened to the radio in the car. I know a lot of people don't listen to the radio anymore, but I listen to the radio, and our kids and I's favorite station is 101.5. It's a mix 101.5 WRAL FM with Kyle, Brian, and Sarah in the mornings, and we love it. So we were listening to that, and they have this show where it's called Love 'em or List 'em, and it's about relationships. And people call in and they, say this is the issue. Sometimes it's about like people cheating on each other, whatever. Anyway, this young kid calls in, a young guy, and he is dating a single mom, and she she's not on the show. He's calling in asking for advice. He started dating this woman. He's in his mid 20s, very young guy. And she was a single mom, and he knew that. But he never thought that he would be the baby's dad. Like he said, it's not my responsibility. It's not my problem. Like, and these are all very silly things to say to somebody as a single mom. Like, but he's, mid 20s guy. And so he was like torn because I didn't hear the beginning of the show, but I think that she gave him an ultimatum like, listen, either you step it up and, decide to be this for me and this baby, or, we're not going to be together because she needs him, you know? And so people call in to share what they think he should do. And so I called in. And I've never done this before. Okay. And my kids are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to call in and give some Angela advice. And they freaking answered my call. And this is basically what I said. I'm like, well, I think it's great that he's talking about it and he's sharing how he's feeling. And he's giving this serious consideration because it's no joke being a parent. And, like he should give himself some time to really go in and ask himself what he wants. And there's no right or wrong decision here. Like it's okay if he doesn't want that, you know? It's absolutely okay if he doesn't want to take on that role. Like there's no morality here, right? Now, I don't know the story with the relationship or anything, but he gets to decide what he wants to do with his life. And if he doesn't want to step up and play into the role of being dad, he doesn't have to, and he can walk away or, decide that that's what he wants and then go all in on it. So anyway, that was my advice, and they loved it. And they're like, "That's very mature advice." Blah blah blah. My kids just died. Anyway, then you listen to I hung up, and then I listened to other people calling and giving advice, and the feeling that I got, the majority of the people were like, "He needs to step up. He needs to lean in and be there for her and that baby and blah 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 blah." And I just have a lot of thoughts about that. Like the title of this Facebook Live is conditioning. And that is conditioning. Our society coming in and be like, you need to step up and be a man in this situation. And I actually don't agree with that because fast forward 10, 15 years, if that wasn't his decision, if that isn't what he truly wanted to do, 10, 15 years down the road, it's not going to work out, right? Like he'll start doing something. It just like the energy of that relationship and what is there is not in alignment with what they both want, right? She wants somebody who's all in on the baby and her. He's not sure, but he's being influenced by society. This is just my perception of what he should do. What is the right thing to do? And the right thing to do in this situation, and if you guys are faced with this situation, like, what do I need to do here? What's best for you? Need to decide what's best for you. And if it's not best for you, it's not best for them, right? Because you want to be in a relationship with both people being 100% in agreement with that. And if one person isn't and they're feeling obligated to do that, we all know how that works out, right? It doesn't work out. People escape. This is where like people start drinking, start doing other escape tendencies because they're out of alignment with the things that they actually want to be doing. My advice was just for him to get quiet and to think about it for the next 24 hours and really tune into like what he sees for himself, what he wants for his life, and to let go of what people are in our society are telling him what the right thing to do is. You know, it just, when he's in alignment with himself, yes, he could say no or he could say yes, but other the decision, make sure that's coming from him and what's good for him. And that's very, very important for us to know. And especially for men in our society too. Like they are conditioned just as much as females are, right? They're told how to be this role, how to show up, how to step up, be the man. And if they don't want that for them lives, it's going to be a hard role. This is like the midlife crisis happens, affairs, drug, alcohol abuse, spending, all of that kind of stuff kind of pops up when we're not in alignment with the life that we want to live. So, anyway, that's my rant. And I just think this relates to so much to what I teach. You need to get quiet and ask yourself what it is that you actually want in your life. Okay. So I help you stop over drinking, but in that process, this is the work that we do. So is it good for you? Is it what you want to be in relationships with people that maybe aren't good for you? Right? Or are you doing it because you feel like you should, or there's an obligation there, like there's family events or friend groups or all these things that we have said yes to in our lives, and we put ourselves in these situations and we know we don't like it, but we keep doing it anyway, and then we drink, right? So when you notice that, how you feel is important. Notice how you feel when you're like, I have to go to this thing again. I have to go to my in-laws. I have to go blah, 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 right? You don't have to if you don't want to. And I know that's easier said than done, but you want to get quiet and understand what it is for you. Is that something that you want to do? And then you get to decide if you want to keep going. And if it's a yes, like even though you don't want to, but I'm going to do it anyway, that's also okay. But at least you're listening to yourself and you're making a conscious decision that I'm the one that gets to decide here. It's not really something I want to do, but I'm going to do it anyway, and that's my choice. Totally different feeling that comes from that than so and so is making me do. I'm obligated. I should do these things. And then having resentment about it when you get in that situation, and then drinking because you can't, it feels too hard, right? The resentment, the overwhelm, the anger that comes from doing things that we don't want to be doing, right? And then we escape later, sometimes, maybe not the same day, but that builds up over time. And then we're just like, I just need a fucking break. And we go drink or go eat or go scroll or go spend or avoid or hide. Any of those kind of tendencies is because we're out of alignment with what we actually want to be doing, right? And so we want to check in with ourselves. We really want to know what it is that is good for us. And I can help you learn how to do that. It's a skill. And, it's very important to know who you are and what's important to you and the things that feel good for you and things that don't feel good for you. So, anyway, that's what life coaching with me can help you see. And once you get clear on what it is that you want in your life, these kind of decisions become very easy. You check in with yourself. Nope, it feels good. Yes, no. Okay, it doesn't feel great, but I'm going to do it because of these reasons, but that's my choice. Your life and how you make decisions and move through it is a lot less dramatic, a lot less resentful, a lot less overwhelming. And then when that kind of gets cleared away, you drink a lot less, okay? And you start living in a more purposeful, intentional way, and you feel more alive. You feel good about yourself. You're in integrity with who you want to be, and everything is better, okay? So that's what I can help you do. And I just wanted to come on here and kind of talk through that. Um, Also, next week, starting on Monday, is the Say Yes to Drinking Less mini course with live coaching. I'm going to put the link in here so you can sign up for that if you haven't heard about it yet. But basically, it's like, yeah, I like being in integrity with your relationship with alcohol. acknowledging that you might be drinking too much for yourself, whatever that looks like. Too much for you might be a glass of wine every night, and you don't want to do that anymore. Drinking too much for you just might be binging on the weekends or anything in between. If it feels like it's too much for you, you want to acknowledge that, right? And be like, "Yep, I see that my relationship with alcohol is not the one that I want." Okay, acknowledge it, see it, and then you get an opportunity with me next week to say yes to drinking less, right? So, getting support on your desire to drink less alcohol. And for 25 bucks, it's 3 days of coaching, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. They're at different times. You can come on and get direct coaching from me on your relationship with alcohol to help you drink less. And then you get to observe other women get coaching on very similar topics to your relationship with alcohol or your dynamics around family or social situations or your patterns and behaviors around alcohol. So, we're going to cover a lot of topics in those 3 days in those coaching sessions. I'm going to coach as many people as I possibly can in those 3 1 hour, 90-minute sessions. Okay, so they'll range between an hour and 90 minutes on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's all going to be recorded and uploaded into your own private portal that you can access for 3 months. So if you can't make it live, you can go watch these coaching calls on replay, and they're going to be uploaded as soon as we can get them uploaded the same day. In addition to the 3 live coaching calls, you get a little mini course called Say Yes to Drinking Less. There's tutorial videos that I've created on some basic foundational things that I teach to stop over drinking. How to handle urges, what to do if you have an overdrink, how to manage that, how to process that, why we overdrink in the first place, and how to handle social situations. Core things that once you get an understanding and education around, will help you be more intentional with alcohol and help you drink less and work through some of this stuff. So, and you get access to all of that, the tutorial videos and the 3 coaching calls for 3 months. So it doesn't matter if you can't do any of it live or right now. Sign up is $25. It's absolutely a no-brainer. So I'm going to put the link in there, but it's angelamesenic.com/say-yes. And I want you to sign up for that. If you're not at the relationship with alcohol you want to be, even if you've done a lot of work on your relationship with alcohol, or you've been in my other programs, or you're currently in my program, you should say yes to this because it'll be just a little immersion of some high frequency coaching and an acknowledgement of like, yes, I'm going to move the needle on this week. And that's it. All right, my friends, you get to decide what you want to do in your life. You are an adult now, and it's time to take responsibility for yourself. And you don't have to do what everybody is telling you to do. I definitely don't live my life, according to societal norms. I unsubscribed from a lot of the conditioning of the society because that's what's better for me. And it helps me feel more alive. It helps me have autonomy. It helps me be in integrity with who I am. And sometimes that's hard to say no to stuff, right? It's hard to say, you know what, that's not right for me. I'm going to break up with that thing, right? And there's feelings and emotions and thoughts that come from that. And having support when you're making these decisions is super, super helpful and valuable. So I would like to be that for you if you want me to. All right, my friends? I love you all so much and I care about you. And I want you to live a vibrant, full life if that's what you want. So click up for Say Yes to Drinking Less, and we start on Monday. Okay, bye for now.